Good afternoon, life groups. My name is Ryan Call. I am the 6th grade life group teacher. Today, David has asked me to give a little summary of our upcoming lesson on the rebellion of people, which is so prevalent today and every day. I can remember back when I was younger, I was given the opportunity to go to King's Dominion and to Busch Gardens. King's Dominion was my first opportunity to go to a big amusement park. And when I walked in there about 10 years old, I think the first time I was there was in 6th grade. It was very overwhelming. A lot of people, a lot of rides bigger than I ever thought they would be. A lot of hills bigger than I thought they'd ever be. And then you go to the back of the park and you see people going down roller coasters backwards. At 10 years old, I walked in and said, "No, thank you, but no thank you." When you're 10 years old, things that look big aren't as big when you get older. You got to have faith. You got to have trust. And I think that's what the point of the story is today. We're talking about Numbers 13, 1 through 2, 30 through 33, chapter 14, 1 through 4, and 30 through 35. And this is a huge story. I like this story. It's unfortunate for the individuals in this story, but I'll give you a little summary. So the Lord speaks to Moses, and he tells him to get a person from each of the tribes to go scout out the land of Canaan. So they go scout out the land of Canaan, and they come back, and they're like, "Man, this land is beautiful. God was totally correct. It is the land of milk and honey. It is everything that God has ever said it would be." But they use one word after that sentence, and it's the word "however." And they said, "However, the people that are there, we can't attack them. They'll destroy us." And God got furious with those people except for two of them, Caleb and Joshua. Caleb said, "What are you talking about? God has our backs. We can go into Canaan, and we can attack these people, and the land will be ours. God said he would be with us." The people didn't listen. So God was very upset, actually very angry that they didn't trust him. Because if you remember back, he had got them out of Egypt, through the river, into this wilderness on the way to the promised land. The Israelites were not a group of strong men. They weren't warrior ready. They weren't ready to fight. That's why God said, "I have your back when you go into Canaan." But the people didn't trust him. And that's unfortunate because they didn't have faith and trust in God, they had to spend the next 40 years of their life roaming around the wilderness looking into the land of Canaan. And their kids got to experience the wonders, the promise of God. And unfortunately, their parents did not, because they didn't have faith in God. Today, we make decisions on a daily basis. He gives us opportunities to do things for his glory. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing we should ask is, "God, what is your will for me today?" And that sets God and you on the right path from the start of your day. We do things out of rebellion. We sin out of rebellion because sometimes we don't have the faith or trust in God that we should on a daily basis. I want you to think about your life. I know some of you are between the 10 and 13 years of age, and sometimes you're like, well, I haven't had that many big decisions to make in life. Well, every decision you make, unfortunately or fortunately, is a big decision, because the decisions you make today will direct your future. I pray that each of you make good decisions, wise decisions. But I promise you, your decision-making abilities will get easier if you put your faith and your trust in God on a daily basis. I don't want you to be like the people, the Israelite people, who had to wander around in the wilderness for 40 years because they didn't have the faith and trust they needed in God. As I end this little short summary for the lesson, that is my hope and my prayer for each of you, whether you're in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, that you wake up every day and pray to God that you make the best decision that you can make for the day, and ask Him to help you make the best decision that you can make each and every time that you have to make a decision throughout the day. Because if you can make little decisions easy, the big decisions become easier with God's help. I pray each of you have a blessed week, and I pray we get to see each other soon. In God's name.